Yeah, someone was saying something about, sometimes we're going to lose the things we love in life, and but love will come back to us in different ways, in unexpected ways, and that's true in a way. Like sometimes we're afraid to embrace change, but change is inevitable. Just like, what's that saying? Death and taxes. Nothing's certain in life except death and taxes. But yeah, change is a definite. There's always going to be change. It's very rare that things stay the same, even if you try and force things to stay the same. If you're lucky, if you picked a very vanilla, or one of the easy lifetimes and life plan to go through, then you won't have as many cruelties and problems, but then that's not going to evolve your soul when you get to the back to the spirit world. But then if you're okay with that, there's no problem with that. But let me just read this quote. Sorry I didn't write the name down of the person who did the quote, but let me quickly read it. So you might repeat some of the sentences I just said, but I'm going to just read the whole thing. So it says, some of the things we love and care about in life could be taken or lost in many different ways and at different points in our lives. And for this unexpected pain and uncertainty, you must have courage, you must be strong, but in the end, love will return in another way. So don't be afraid to embrace change because it's inevitable for growth. And when we overcome challenges, it makes us stronger and more resilient and determined. We can shift our pain into power, and it's up to us to consciously and intentionally create more positive connections and accept the things we cannot change, but have the courage to change the things we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And forgive yourself for the things you did or didn't do, and for the things you could not change. So yeah, unfortunately I cannot remember the person who said that, but I really resonated with it. I thought it was very, very honest and real. But yeah, another little thing I wrote the other day, and I was thinking about when I was leaving my ex-narc husband, and I was just writing, journaling and stuff, and I put, leaving a narc is not easy, but because they enjoy destroying good, kind people too much, we have to be strong and save ourselves. We must be brave and learn to detach and rebuild all they took from us. But we will heal, and we will have the lessons and tools to recognize any narcs in the future and get far away from them if we see the red flags and the classic narcissist behavior. So, oh, I remember now. I just realized that this was something I wrote under someone's comment, because someone had put a comment on a surviving narcissist channel, and they said that they were suffering a lot. They just left a narc and it's really hard, but this channel was helping them stay strong. And I just felt moved to offer her that little advice from myself, because I've been through severe narcissistic abuse myself, and managed to get away. But it wasn't easy, and I'm incredibly strong, so I can't imagine how it is for someone else who isn't as strong as me. Because if someone as strong as me could be so caught up and controlled by someone who I wasn't expecting things to go that way. It was just they were so good at manipulating and playing on my kindness and mimicking me, making me thinking they were like me and a good person. And I hadn't, excuse me. Yeah, I hadn't actually come across a narc before that ex-husband. And the weird thing is that even in the future, many years apart, there was another narc, because the ex-husband was when I was very young, like, because I got married as a teenager, like 18, 19, and then that person was very hard to leave. I stayed there way too long and wasted a lot of time. Luckily, it wasn't like I wasted 30 years or anything, but looking back, I should, if I hadn't felt so sorry for his sob story That's a problem. Some of them have a genuine sob story, you know, a genuine sad story, but at the same time, they'll use that to keep you there. You know, when they're abusive to you and trying to destroy you, it's literally because they're jealous of your light, your strength. You know, they'll have the cheek to try and destroy you and tell you, you're nothing, you mean nothing to me, I hate you, why don't you die? And then when you leave them, oh, you're so amazing. Do you know how amazing you are? Yes, now I know how amazing I am. I mean, I always knew I was a good, kind, amazing person. And that's not to be braggy or big headed. I just knew I was a good person. And people always said, wow, you're amazingly kind. You know, um, you're so kind, it makes you look exceptional. And I said, well, I'm not saying I'm not a good, great person, but I think the world is so shit, it makes me look exceptional. Because to me, I'm just doing regular kindness, but then obviously in a world full of evil, you just being normal and kind looks exceptional, I suppose. I don't know, but yeah, it's weird because many years later I came across a narc, but he was a different kind of narc. He was a covert narc. The other one was a malignant, the sort of paranoid, weak, malignant narc, and this new one was a communal, covert narc. So he was so different in his approach and the way he showed up in the community, like a pillar of the community, whereas the other one wasn't a pillar of the community. He was very withdrawn and had a bit of a schizoid core and just a bit weird, and I wanted to save him because of all the pain and trauma he'd been through. So that is my issue of just, not a bad issue, but that is my repeated thing of, oh my god, you're drowning in trauma. I can save you. I can save you. You know, I'm an earth angel. Let me fly down and save you. You know, it's so weird. Like, you would think they would appreciate it, but because sadly narcissistic personality disorder compels them to hurt you, compels them to hate you, compels them to push you away, it is the most painful thing. Because at first they'll draw you in with love bombing, very intense love bombing, and if you don't know it's fake love, you really would be happy with it. Like, wow, this person is head over heels for me, how wonderful, a dream come true, love at first sight, what else could I ask for? But it's all fake. And then when you see the cruel side of them, that's the real them. So never forget that. Don't grieve for the life you should have had, could have had with them, because that could never exist no matter what you did. Even if you did everything they said and jumped when they said jump, if they said jump and you said how high, they would still hate you. Even when even if someone was, you know, weakened and bowed down to them and was just like, yes, yes, you're right and I'm wrong, I'm a piece of shit and you're a king, okay, yes, they would look at you as though you're pathetic. That's the weirdest thing. If you fight back, they hate you. If you give in, they hate you. If you know, it's like they will never love you. Even if you're happy, they don't ever want you to be happy, not even with them. That's how fucked up they are. That is how fucked up the personality disorder makes them. Even if you tried to be happy with them, they would be jealous of you, that you are getting happiness from them, and they would put a stop to that right quick. Like, it's so sick. That's why it's so painful and difficult to break away from narcissists, because they do this intermittent reinforcement, which means they'll love bomb you and you're like, wow, he's amazing. Then they'll be cruel to you. Then you'll be like, oh, and then you'll put it down to he had a bad day, and you'll question yourself maybe and say, oh, maybe I shouldn't have said that or triggered him, or maybe I said something in a weird tone, or I don't know. It can't be, you know, even though you know damn well you didn't do anything wrong. He just wanted to lash out at you because that's part of their sick pattern. They can't even stop themselves even if they wanted to. So then you're looking for that nice one that was around in the beginning, right? And they've got like, the best way to describe a narc is like someone with multiple personality disorder, because the one who was love bombing you is not the same one that hurts you. And that's why it gets confusing, because you look at them and their mannerisms are different and their eyes are different and just the way they approach you. Obviously, if they're abusive now, you're like, that's not the guy I was with last week. What's happening? It's like Mr. Jekyll and Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. And it's weird because I remember that last narc I left. So not the ex-husband, this is the covert communal narc. The person I met in the beginning seemed harmless, wouldn't hurt a fly, and then was, very sweet. And I didn't ask for gifts. I don't care about material stuff. I care about time and kindness and manners. And to me, like, how people are like, oh, I like a bad boy, oh, that turns me on. No, I hate that. Like, roughness is not attractive to me, but kindness, if you want to be vulgar, turns me on. But I don't mean to be vulgar with it. What I mean is, if you're kind to me, I will be attracted to you in every way. Whereas if you're mean to me, it's not going to work. But people say treat them mean and keep them keen. It might work on some dumb idiots, but not on me. But yeah, it's just very scary how my ex narc used to, when the bad one would show up, you knew, because his eyes would change. He would look at you funny. And usually when the nice one would show up, he was shy and would barely look you in the face. And you'd have to like push his, push his chin up and be like, why aren't you looking at me? Why are you all shy? Like, and it's weird. But then when the bad one would show up, he'd look you right in your face. And you knew, oh no, this is the bad one. Oh no. And then you'll try and ignore it. Like, well, maybe I'm over exaggerating. Like, we'll just do everything normal. Here's your food I cooked for you. Here's a film. And then you're thinking, okay, just be nice to him. Why would he be horrible to you if you're being nice to him, offering him everything he likes, doing everything the way he wants it to be done? But then he'll pick a fight with you and want to hurt you, or want to frighten you, or want to make you jealous, or make you fear losing him, blah, blah, blah. And you'll think, why is this person doing this to me? And then you'll get angry and lash out, and then you'll kick him out. Or some people will feel weak and just cry, or some people will feel weak and just try and say, I'm sorry, what did I do wrong? Just tell me what I did wrong so I can make it right. They'll blame themselves, which is sad because you're not doing anything. It's them. It's not your fault. It's them. And, then they'll try and come back all sweet the next week. Oh, why are you being mean to me? Oh, why'd you kick me out? I didn't do anything. And you'll try and explain, yes, you did. This is what you did. Stop acting crazy. Be normal, please. Be normal. Can you be normal? And they'll be like, oh, you're crazy. That's the first thing out of their mouth. You're crazy. You need medication. Even though they're on medication and are fully crazy. But yeah, it's very sick and scary how many narcs exist in the world, how many of them always can find a new victim, because they put such a good show on in the beginning. So even though they've left behind a trail of victims, the new person will be told you were all crazy. You were the scary one. You were the crazy one. He was scared of you. He had to run from you. Like it's the weirdest thing. I don't understand why my ex, like the ex narc, he would tell people like he was scared of me, and I hadn't done anything to him. He was violent and dangerous and abusive, domestic and sexual violence, like he's been punished now, and I got revenge on him as well. But it's just sick how all the things he did, and the community, when it all came out what he did, they didn't even shun him properly. Like, some people shunned him, but only with silence, only with ignoring him and turning their back on him and not letting him use them for help anymore. But apart from that, there was no sympathy for me as a victim of this violent, abusive psychopath. It was just like, oh, well, he's my friend of 20, 30 years. I still like him. I'll still help him if he needs help. I'll still talk to him. What he did to you, that's your business. Oh, he argued you when you tried to leave him. Well, that's your business. That's none of my business. You chose to be with him. Like weird stuff like that. Like no sympathy for the woman, because they were from a weirdo kind of community where women were nothing and women were just baby machines and to be seen and not heard. Women had no rights. And it was just disgusting. And because I wasn't from that group, that community ethnically, I was from a different group. But it's weird how I was like, God, you people are really cruel to your own women. And then because I wasn't even part of that group, I stood up for myself. So that annoyed them even more. That that I stood up for myself verbally and kept wouldn't keep my mouth shut, kept shouting and just telling anyone who would listen, look, this is what he did to me, this is what he did to me, keep away from him, keep your daughters away from him. And then some said they didn't believe me, so I showed them proof. Then even in the face of proof, they say, okay, fine, you proved it, but I don't want to hear about it. It's none of my business. Why are you even talking about it? You look crazy talking about it. And I'd be like, F you, you bish, because I won't say a worse word there that begins with C, but and it rhymes with punt. But yeah, it just annoyed me that women from their culture were so under the thumb of the men that even some of them said, yeah, I've been hard, my husband hard me, what do you want me to do about it? I got my own problems. Like, and I said, yeah, but why didn't you leave him? Why didn't you call the police? Oh, we don't do that in our community because we'd be completely expelled from the community, and we'd have no family, no connections, no friends. Everyone would turn their back on us. And that is more scarier to them than being sexually abused. Like, I don't know. I couldn't, like, it's sad because they're victims. I'm not like blaming them. I'm just saying that, you know, it's very sad when people are so beaten down, yet their soul is so destroyed that they can't even see that they need to escape the lion's den. They're just like, no, I'm okay with the lion trying to rip me apart every day. It's so sad. I feel so bad because it's like, even at one point when I was like cussing them out, the ex, in front of his whole community in their religious place, and embarrassing him and telling everyone all the terrible things he's done and showing all the evidence and whatever. And then one of the women said to my friend, because I had a male friend there who wanted to protect me and back me up, because he said, I'm not letting you go there by yourself because they might, jump you or call the police and lie about you. And I said, well, there's CCTV. If they try and lie, I'll just tell the pigs to go and check the CCTV, because we hate the police. The police are corrupt as well. But so we were there, we didn't do anything wrong, but then they did try and call the police and lie and say we did something wrong. And I said, check the CCTV. All we've been doing is speaking the truth, you know. And then I even showed the police the evidence. That and then I said, there's a case going on against this person for the fact that he arred me. So I'm not saying anything that's not true. And then the police are so shit. Oh, they're like, oh, but you're causing a disturbance, so we have to make sure you leave. And I said, yeah, but whatever, I'll leave. I've already said my piece. But it's just funny how you police are so slow to lock up a rapist, but you got to make sure I don't cause a disturbance. F off, pigs. Anyway, but oh, just hate the police. They're such corrupt monsters. The most evil people in the world seem to join their police forces in every country. You barely find a good person who joins the police and actually wants to protect people. And if there are any good people who join them, they turn a blind eye, or they're forced to turn a blind eye to keep their job, and they have to stay quiet. It's sick. But yeah, I just remember one of their women saying to my friend, who was a male, and she goes, why aren't you stopping her? Can't you stop her? As if, like, in her mind, because I'm a woman and he's a man, he should hit me or stop me. And he was like, why would I stop her? She's telling the truth. Why would what are you talking about? Like, because me and him were British, and we grew up free compared to them. And they were so jealous of my freedom and independence. And I didn't understand that at the time when I first was hanging around them and doing volunteering and helping. And sometimes I would go there and help, just volunteer and help out and stuff. And they weren't from my religion or anything, because I was a Christian, and they're a different, like, ethnic group and stuff. And it was just weird how they're just so broken down, even though, like, all that evidence was there. but people still wanted to just pretend it wasn't happening. Like, it was so weird. Anyway, enough about that. But all I want to say is that's all for now, and thank you for listening. Please check out other videos on my channel. There are plenty of other great videos, songs, poems, lots of different things on my video, in my videos, lots of different topics, and plenty of positive words and encouragement for people to help them and live by. And also, I'm writing a book soon that will be finished soon, maybe before Christmas, and it's about, you know, encouraging people and positivity and stuff. So I'll say more details about that on here soon. But yeah, just God bless everyone, and I hope everyone around the world, you know, gets the life they want, gets the peace they deserve, you know, stay calm and, you know, safe. And, you know, I hope that God protects you, and just remember that God does love all of us. You know, keep being the good soul you are, go out into the world, be kind, help others. You know, just remember that, you know, going out into the world and doing no harm is so important. You might think that, well, I'm not changing the world, just being myself. No, you are. If you're a good person and you care about others and you wish you could take away other people's suffering, and you try your best to be of service and help where you can, because obviously not a lot of us have tons of spare money to just go around helping everyone all the time. But even if you donate your time to volunteer to help, you know, feed the homeless, or you know, arrange a free support group and you just run the support group through your local council or whatever, you know, these things are important. You know, you don't have to be a rich, you know, heiress to be a kind person who helps others, you know what I mean? Like, even if you don't have tons of money, just sharing your time, your experience, you know, telling other people your experiences and stuff that's happened to you can help others. So, you know, all the good we do as good souls raises raises the vibration of this terrible earth, this terrible society. You know, because many times we don't feel like we're making any impact on the world because we're just one little grain of sand on the beach. That's what it feels like. But just your vibration, pushing out that pure kindness and pure of heart vibration, just existing here on earth as a good person, as a good soul, at a high vibration. Raise your vibration. Don't stay in a low vibration in hate and misery and despair. I know it's hard to not be depressed and sad at bad things that have happened to you and the state of the world, but if you can focus on what you want instead of what you don't want, focus on what you can do instead of what you can't do, you know, then as you raise your vibration, that radiates out of you and it chips away at the evil and it makes a difference. So God bless everyone, and that is all. Bye for now.